show tattoo artist Chantale. Thank you for coming by. Of
Hi, thanks for having me.
course, and I love your accent. So I saw you're doing this 100 push-up a day challenge. How did this start?
I've had three friends in the past that have taken their own lives, all male. With what I do for work, being a tattoo artist, you're kind of like a therapist in a way for a lot of your clients, and the majority of my clients are men, and so they open up and talk to me a lot. So I've got a lot of friends, clients, people that suffer with mental health that are male, and I can't grow a mustache for Movember, so I was like, okay, I'll do this 100 push-up a day challenge to raise awareness and some money to help out. It's the only way I could think of helping.
That's really incredible that you want to help out men's mental health awareness. And I didn't even know it was in correlation to make it more well known and talk about. I do think there is kind of a negative cloud over men talking about their feelings, which it's a bummer
Yeah,
because we're all human at the end of the day. And of course, they get down. They shouldn't be shamed or feel feminine for crying or going through depression.
no, I agree. And I have a son, and I don't ever want him to feel like he can't talk to somebody if he's having a down day or things like that. So yeah, it's important that guys out there know that anyone's willing to listen, like
I
friends,
vibe.
family. Yeah.
I have 2 sons, and I think I've always loved men, but I think also your brain alters a little bit when you have a boy. You're like, "Oh, man, are we doing enough to protect boys too?" And kinda, it changes.
That's the thing, and especially in this day and age, I'm a girl, but I feel like men have almost things have almost turned to the point that men are almost picked on. They've almost got it harder in some ways, in some aspects, because if a guy tries to be chivalrous and pay for dinner or open a door, it's toxic masculinity is thrown out there left, right, and center at guys. They don't know what's okay to do, what isn't okay to do. It's like I'm raising my son to be a gentleman, to have manners, to old fashioned standards, and I don't want him to feel victimized from this whole. I don't even know what you would call what's going on right now, other than messed up. I want him to feel like he can be a man, and he can, without feeling like he's overstepping, or I don't even know how to explain. I feel for guys at the moment, like
I get
with
you. It's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I say at time. And even
it's
though I look progressive, I have a 1950s mentality with dating. And I love a man
yeah,
to open my door and get the check and treat me like a queen because I also stay home and I cook and clean and I make sure the house is a sanctuary. So there's got to be a balance. But I don't understand.
definitely.
I've seen these memes lately and it's like the woman's driving up in the car holding the flowers and opening the car door for the man. And I'm like, nope, that's not happening with
No,
me.
no, no.
Okay, so I want to get in your childhood. Did you always draw? Were you always an artist in some sense, or did tattooing kind of come later for you?
No, I've always drawn, always. As a kid, I have four sisters and two brothers, so there was a lot of us in the house, and my mum couldn't afford drawing pads and things like that all the time. So I would get like old ends of wallpaper to draw on the back of, or my stepdad would come back with some spare printer paper from work and things. So from a really young age, I've always drawn, but I've come from a creative family, so yeah, that's um it's always been a part of me. I knew I wanted to do something with art, and then when I was 14, I discovered tattoos when I was a lot younger than 14, but when I was 14, that's when I kind of thought I want to do this.
But did you actually get tattooed or start tattooing at 14 or
I got tattooed at
oh,
14.
oh, you were naughty. How did that
Yeah.
happen?
Um, I saw a magazine, and in it, I think it was like a biker magazine. They used to, because I used to buy Metal Hammer, Kerrang, and it was
Yeah.
always next to the biker magazines and things. And there was a girl on the cover stood next to a motorbike, and she had these really low cut, skin tight leather jeans on and a crop top. and this tribal tattoo that went around her waist. And I remember seeing her and thinking, she is the coolest girl I've ever seen. I want to be her. And literally that night, I drew a little tribal design, and I went to this local studio the next day and got it tattooed on me. And
I love
that was
it.
kind of the beginning.
I love it. I was 13 and my friend of a friend found out a guy was giving tattoos for $25 in a closet of his house. He had a prison made tattoo gun. So we snuck out after a basketball game and went and got these. We got three for $25 each. And
Wow.
thankfully, we're alive, we're fine. But, and Tinkerbell and like my lips on my ass and all these ideas where at 13, you're like, this is really cool. This is
Yeah.
neat. And
Yeah.
and I love tribal. It's a time. It was such a time.
It's coming back. I can't remember the word for it now. It's not called tribal anymore. It's some new fancy word for it, but it's tribal. And it's, yeah, it's coming back. I
Everything
don't
from the
really want
late
to do it.
90s is coming back, right? Doesn't it
Yeah,
need? Yeah.
it is. Yeah, there's some things that shouldn't come back, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that, yeah, it's great to see coming back.
Yeah, I bought the body glitter and I don't know, it's so messy though. Like I put it on for a festival and I forgot how messy it is and it gets everywhere.
And itchy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
itchy.
Yeah. So wait, okay, you got one at 14, but when did you kind of start really practicing or you were apprenticeship or you started tattooing?
Well, I tried to get an apprenticeship for years, but I couldn't get one because back then there weren't really a lot of female tattooists around, and the local studio, they would let me design tattoos for them, like design flash, but they didn't want to take me on because if they trained me up, I'd be competition. And back then there weren't many studios around. They didn't want the competition, and so it wasn't until I moved to Australia and I was studying fine art, and I'd given up on becoming a tattooist, and I was gonna become an art teacher. And the guy I was with in Australia, my ex-husband now, my son's dad, he was like, "Why don't you try a studio here? You never know." So I took my portfolio in to the first studio, and they said yes straight away, and I got an apprenticeship. I didn't want to do the whole practice at home, buy a cheap kit, teach myself. If I have too much respect for the art and the industry, so I knew if I was going to do it, I would do it the right way.
You didn't buy a pig and like practice on pigskin?
I did practice on pigskin during my apprenticeship, and it's horrible. It's nothing like human skin. It
Really?
really isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it snags the needle, and it's horrible.
I
Yeah,
don't know
no.
where I heard that, but I heard somebody said that they practiced and it was like human skin. So I don't know.
I I didn't find it much like human skin. I mean, nowadays you can get practice skin. It's like a plastic. Um, or with my apprentices, I get them to tattoo on butternut squash because
Oh,
that's quite,
okay.
yeah, that's really good. You can get blowouts and all sorts of things on those if you go too deep. And so, yeah, that's a good one to practice on.
Consistently. I've been to a lot of tattoo artists just because I've moved around a lot. And I just realized
Mm.
I haven't been to a female. And I think that would be so neat. And there'd be such an advantage to maybe it's more male dominated, stands out. There's more females recently, but I think a lot of males would rather get tattooed by a hot chick than another guy. Is that an experience at all? Or
um, I don't know. I think nowadays it's not really it. I think you stick with an artist if you connect with them. But I think a lot of the time now people are going to a studio because they love the work that they're seeing, or it's cheap. So it's one or the other. They're either going for a cheap tattoo, so they've gone for the cheapest, and that's, they're not looking at the portfolios, or they're looking at portfolios and they're actually paying attention to the work nowadays, because it's so much easier to view people's portfolios with Instagram and stuff.
yeah, social media has really helped. I was looking for a Where the Wild Thing Is tattoo, and I found someone that specialized in those. And so it really helps connect you with an artist. And I've been
Yeah.
on both sides. I've been young and wanting to save money. So when I hear someone is a $300 half sleeve, I've gone to it, and you can tell the difference of the work of when I go to someone that's very expensive. It's much better
Yeah.
nowadays. I
Yeah.
I care more about where I get tattooed, but it
Yeah.
happens. So what is the limit for you when you're tattooing? When does your hand get sore and you're like, man, I got to take a break? It's been a while.
It doesn't. I don't really do breaks at
Wow.
all. Yeah, I just because I get into a zone and I even when because I paint, I do oil paintings and things at home as well, and I like to see things finished or to the point I want to get it to in my head, and I won't stop until I do.
That's incredible. So your client has to tap out and say break time.
I don't let my clients tap out.
You're like a masochist. You're like, you're finishing this. You're not going anywhere.
I'm like, it's in your head. It's all in your head. You can do it. You can sit through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never tapped out and I've heard women are stronger and I kind of I think we go through childbirth. A tattoo to me is
Yeah.
like no big deal.
Yeah. No, we are built to withstand pain. We're more tolerant than men. It's a fact. It's
Yeah.
how we're built because of giving birth and things like that. You know, men can sit really well, but women generally can. They'll sit better.
Yeah. I'm just and to me it's therapy, right? Like the pain feels kind of good and it's like a therapy session.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing to tattoo, either in general or a piece that you've done so far?
My favorite thing's portraits. I really love doing portraits.
I heard
Um,
that's hard to do too.
yes, it's really easy to screw up. That's for sure. But I like challenges. Otherwise, I'd get bored. That's what one of the things I love about my job. And I specialize in cover ups um, because I like the challenge of taking someone's tattoo that they hate. That a lot of people they won't even wear short sleeves and or reveal their backs because of these tattoos they regret. And I like to figure out a way to not just cover it, but do it in a way that you can't tell it's a cover up, but it's also a whole new tattoo that the client would love and would have had originally. So a lot of tattooists they'll go for a big dark thing to cover up a dark area, whereas I look at an existing tattoo and I look for all the light areas and think how I'm going to use that to basically not bring a darkness to the tattoo so it looks like a whole new tattoo. So I like challenges. So yeah, anything if I see it as a challenge, I'm going to enjoy doing it.
More strategic and more talent goes in because I've just had like the black roses, right? I've gotten a lot of tattoos that I got maybe 18 to 21 that I then wanted covered up or with exes because I'm a very
Yeah.
passionate person. I loved it. What do you think of couples? I just thought that run in and they're like, it's been 3 or 4 months. We want to get tattoos together. Are you game or are you like warning them not to?
If it's like an image or something like that, something fun, go for it. If I talk people out of names though, always names you're just jinxing yourself. It's not a good thing. If you get a partner's name tattooed, I guarantee you will split up. It's
I
almost
agree.
yeah, it's almost a given. I've even one
Yeah.
guy was so adamant. I was like, look, okay, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it in a grey wash so that you can get it easily lasered or covered. And he came back, God, I think maybe 6 months later to get it covered. Yeah.
That's not even that long.
And I was like, see, this is why I did it in grey.
Yeah. The only tattoos of names I'll get are my sons that I have, and I've
Yeah.
always said that because like they can't leave me. I will find them.
No.
But I do love doing like a couples thing that you found funny together, kind of silly
Yeah.
tattoo. I think I've done that 6 times now, where I'm just like, let's
Yeah.
go get tattoos, and that it's like I don't regret though too. I think at that moment you wanted to do it, so why not remember that feeling that you had?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, things like that. I've got a lot of stupid tattoos on me, but
Me too.
I love them because they're memories of certain times and experiences. So they're fun. Like even my son's tattooed me.
Oh,
He's
I
he's
love
done a
it.
few. They're not the prettiest, but I love them. They're my favorites.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
sons picked out emojis like the happy face and lightning bolts and moon to go on my knuckles that everyone was like, you're crazy. I'm like, my kids have good taste. They like emojis. So
Yeah.
whatever.
That's good.
Who is the best tipper that comes in to get tattooed usually?
They don't tip here.
What?
No, in England they don't tip. It's
You got to
bad,
tip a
really.
lot in America. Like you better get ready to tip. I mean, 40 to 80 to 100. Your tip is going to you got to put that in the equation.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen over here. They'll
Wow.
buy you like coffee or donuts or just things like that. Although recently a client bought me a Hume band, so it's like
What is that?
so it monitors all your stats.
Oh,
So which is pretty cool. They're quite expensive. So he knows I'm into my fitness and things like that. And when he'd been in previously, um we're always talking about because he's on a fitness journey and weight loss journey. So I was telling him about the Hume bands and saying, oh, I'm looking at maybe getting one. So he ended up finding a deal and he bought himself, his wife, and me one. So that was really cool.
oh,
But
that's super.
otherwise, yeah, generally I don't get anything.
That is wild. And I just learned something new. That's why I love starting this podcast. Gosh, because I'll go, oh, okay, $200 an hour. And then I'm putting the tip in the equation. Like, is this something I can do?
Yeah,
Crazy. What brought you over to England? How did you end up over there?
I'm from England.
Okay, so you just went to Australia for a little bit and then
Yeah, I was dating an Australian I met in England, and his visa ran out, so it was either we break up or I go to Australia, and I was like, I'll go to Australia. So,
I love it.
I,
Very like 90 Day Fiance. Like, well, we could break up or I could just move completely across the pond to an old where they used to jail people far away
yeah,
island.
yeah, lived there for 5 years, and then I got homesick, so we came back here. But no, I've always been of that attitude. You get one life, as far as I know. I mean, who knows what comes after, but I just think it's a gift, so live it. Why stop yourself from doing things because what other people might say, or a bit of paperwork or things like that. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. It's like my husband,
Oh, yeah.
we'd spent 3 weeks together and we got married in Vegas, so you know.
You and I are very alike, and like I got married in 4 months the first time and 7 months the second time. So I'm like,
Really,
yeah, if I feel it and they want to get married, let's do it. And I would do it.
yeah,
I want to get married a third time. I loved it.
I'm
Like,
sticking with this second husband. I'm
okay,
sticking with
good.
him. He's
Okay,
a
good.
keeper. Yeah.
I thought that too, and then a couple years ago, so now I'm like third time's a charm. We'll see.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Um,
we've just done 8 years,
oh,
so and that
congrats. That's a
was
lot.
after 3 weeks together and 8 years married. It's we beat the odds. Everyone was like, "Don't do it," but nah.
I love a Vegas wedding. Did you guys have like Elvis marry you?
No, no. We had the little Chapel of Flowers. I think it is. It's a quite well known one out there. But no, we did it there, and then we had our reception in the Hard Rock Hotel, which isn't there now, is it?
I don't, you know what's crazy? I used to go to Vegas. I used to live in LA for a long time. So I drive to Vegas. It's only 3.5 hours all the time. And now, since kids and work, I haven't been to Vegas in like 10 years. So I don't even know
Yeah.
what's going on. I was such a little regular. And I heard it's changed a lot. Like, and it got really expensive this last couple years. Cause I used to stay at Hooters for 25 bucks so I could blow money and do whatever I want. And, we'd just be on the list somewhere. And now I guess there's no such thing as a $25 room. Everything's hundreds of dollars. They won't let you sit down at a bar without spending money. And I'm like, oh man, that's a
Yeah,
bummer.
yeah, yeah.
It
I've only been
happens.
twice. Once was to get married, and then the second time Ryan was playing in Vegas, so we went out for the weekend, and it's really expensive. Yeah.
So wait, are you married to Drowning Pool? Is that what's the
No,
connection?
I'm married to Ryan McCombs. He's a singer of Drowning Pool and
I
Soil.
okay, I didn't I was like, I'm confused because I was like, they're following you, you're following them. I know you I didn't know if you tattooed them or like who you well, congratulate. That is cool. So he's called into my old radio station like 3 times. Then he came into Aftershock last year. And what a really respecting, nice guy. Just like a really good person that
He's so old fashioned. I love him to death. He's the best.
what a hot couple, too. Dude, that's cool. And how did you feel because he was out of the band? Were you okay with him rejoining, or did you have any reservations about that?
No, it's what he loves. I'm not going to hold him back from doing anything. It's hard,
Yeah.
because he rejoined Drownable and stayed with Soil. So he's with two touring recording bands. So he's gone a lot, but, I'm not going to get in the way of him living his dream.
Yeah.
But
And he's one of the
it
good
works
ones.
well. He is.
That's like faithful, and he brings up that he has a wife all the time. I dated the
Yeah.
drummer of Slipknot for a year and a half, and so I know how it is. Like sometimes I could go, sometimes I couldn't, and I stayed back, and I got really
Mm.
nervous because I've seen the bad side of groupies on tour
Oh
buses coming
God,
after
yeah.
my man, and it
Yeah.
makes me really uncomfortable. Not even like not trusting your man, but the way the women don't care about the relationship on the road
Yeah. And there's
has
a
scared me.
lot of women out there like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's like I said to Ryan, like, I trust you. I don't necessarily trust other women out there. So don't put
yeah,
yourself in a position to jeopardize us. You know, it,
100%.
and at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here when he's on tour freaking out about what might be going on because, you know, if a guy's going to cheat, he's going to cheat. Whether you're acting or jealous and controlling and things, if anything, that's going to probably push them to cheat. So, if he's going to cheat, he's a fucking idiot. So,
Exactly. And he would
jog on.
downgrade.
Yeah.
But like also we're older, and so you're older, wisdom comes with being older, and then a lot of the guys aren't having parties on the tour bus these days or partying backstage. They're literally like doing the
No.
media circuit, performing on stage, getting in their bus and leaving. It's
Yeah.
a different from 20 years ago in my 20s, and I remember it being like, "Well, where's the after party? What's going on?" And now we're tired. We're all fucking like, "Let's go to
Oh,
bed and leave."
yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
he
crazy.
wants me to go out on tour with him loads, and I'm like, I got shit to do. I ain't, I ain't got time for that. And I'm sorry, but tour buses aren't glamorous. People think it's this cool glam. No,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
not.
You're like eating power
There's
bars and beef jerky and the toilet's broke and you're in the middle of nowhere half the time, no Wi-Fi.
guys farting in the bunks and just
Yeah.
no, there's nothing. Yeah, I'd rather be at home.
Yeah. I commend you. Actually, so the goal was to marry a rock star when I was young, right? I was like, that'll be cool. And then after having a couple relationships, I'm like, I think I want a Joe Blow down the street in my suburban neighborhood. It's a lot. A lot
Yeah.
comes not now. I love artsy people though. Like I have to marry someone that's in entertainment or the arts in some
Mm.
form because their brain works differently and it intrigues me and they think outside the box.
Yeah.
But being a wifey of a traveling musician, I've always said that takes balls. It really does.
It works for us though because I like my space and I'm quite an independent person. So I've got my businesses, I've got my son, I'm gym, I'm constantly on the go. So him not being around, I'm busy anyway. So when he is around, we really appreciate the time together, and
The
it makes it so
quality.
much better. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
having those little breaks, I think it strengthens a relationship in some ways.
Would you guys ever move to the States?
Possibly. I mean, things aren't going great in this country right now.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I've heard that there's just been so much overflooding of zero borders and kind of a melting pot, but to like a wild degree that it's getting complicated and there's a lot of conflicts of religion and thinking. I haven't been
Yeah.
since 2004 to England. I spent 3 months overseas and it was incredible, but that's like the only time. But I watch the news a lot and it seems tensious, like a little bit of tension.
Yeah, it's not good over here. So there's a lot of issues with illegal immigrants coming over. There's a digital ID trying to be forced on us. There's all sorts of stuff, and I'm more concerned about the this life I'm raising my son in. This world I'm raising my son in. This is
Yeah.
if I could put him in a time machine and take him back to the 90s or the 80s or something where life was just
Yeah.
easier and less technical and it's about having fun. And yeah, the world today is very screwed up, but this country is like, it's not nice to be in right now. But then there's the fact that I've got my businesses, he's got school, his dad lives here, so and I wouldn't take him away from his dad. So there's a lot of reasons why we couldn't move to America, but there's no reason why we couldn't in the future. So it's not ruled out, but there's no plans anytime soon.
not off the table. But yeah, and I understand I share custody. So I love California, but of course I used to be a gypsy. So it's hard that I can't pick up and just move because I lived in Montana and Texas and I kind of just want to be like new scenery. And I can't for the last 10 years and I'm feeling a little bit rooted and a little bit bored. So
Yeah, it's hard. This is, I think I've never lived in a place as long as I've lived in this house, because I've
same.
always been up and about and moving, and yeah.
I know it's healthy. Like we know, like my friends, my kids have a lot of friends here and whatnot. But Sacramento, I'm in Northern California, is so boring. It's so there's not much to do. It's a great place to raise kids, but I
Yeah.
do miss Hollywood sometimes and how there's just a plethora of bands at the Rainbow and Viper Room all the time. Okay, I have a game really quick that I wanted to play. What do you get asked to tattoo more? Are you down?
Okay.
Okay. A butterfly or tribal?
Neither.
Okay.
Probably.
Such an early 2000s question.
God, I haven't done either in so long. I can't even think of the last one that I did. I would, would like Polynesian Maori be classed as tribal? I'd say
What is
tribal.
Polynesian? I don't know.
Um, like Maori, like kind of like the Rock. What he's got, that sort of it's
Oh,
not
okay.
tribal.
Like
It's a different.
Maui from
Yeah,
Moana?
yeah, that sort
Okay.
of thing. Yeah,
I know like the movies my kids watch. Okay, Jesus or a snake?
snake
Okay. I
used to
want
be
to get a
Jesus,
face
but
tattoo too.
also
What, do you let people get face tattoos or you like don't do it?
depends on the amount of tattoos you've already got.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do hands or necks or faces unless you've got a good amount of tattoos already.
Yeah, that's smart. I want to get a black widow on the side of my face really bad, but like I
Oh,
know it's a big
nice.
step.
Yeah, go to a good artist for that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to move to California. You and Ryan got to move out.
Well, I'm probably going to come over for a little bit next year,
Oh,
but
cool.
not move. Just
No,
I've got
you
a
should do a
lot of
pop up
people.
on Sunset
Yeah.
Boulevard
Oh,
and we could get tatted and sign up for slots on Sunset Boulevard and that'd be so fun.
that would be fun. I wouldn't mind doing incarceration.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah,
Danny would
because
love that. He would be totally down.
yeah, that would be good, because I've got a lot of American sponsors, and I've got a lot of American people that want to get tattooed by me, and I'm always asked when I'm going to come out there, but I haven't made any plans. But I want to next year. I keep
I
saying,
could say I'll send you the emails of people to book you getting there, but I think your man has the same emails that I have.
yeah,
Okay, a name or a heart?
a heart. I did a heart yesterday, so a heart.
Okay, I like hearts. Um, Traditional mom or traditional sailor?
Sailor.
A back tattoo or an upper arm sleeve?
Upper arm sleeve. I would like to do more backs, but I do a lot of sleeves.
I love that video I posted of you doing the Poseidon back piece. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
that was done in
What,
3 days.
do you have a favorite place to tattoo?
On the body.
Yeah.
Um, hmm.
Have you tattooed a dick?
I have not. I have been asked, and I've told people they don't have enough money to get me to do that.
You're too classy. You won't do it. Okay.
I've
I like
tattooed
it.
bum cheeks and
Yeah.
like low to the groin, but no, I've not. I've not tattooed a dick. I
Yeah.
only touched my husband's.
I like that. That's good. Smart.
Yeah,
Um, Stars or flowers?
flowers.
Lots of flowers. I think
Mhm.
flowers are the best cover up. Like it's the easiest to use as a cover up.
Not necessarily. They can look good straight off, but not later down the track.
Okay.
Tattoos, old tattoos tend to show through. It bugs me when I see those, because I'm looking at cover up tattoos a lot, and I'm like, I know what that's going to look like in 6 months to a year, and it bugs me. So yeah, I
That's
don't.
wild. You have a completely different perspective on looking at tattoos than just the normal
Hmm.
person does.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and then you talked about portraits, baby portrait or a passed away parent portrait.
Parent. Babies don't have strong features, whereas parents do. There's
So
there's
that's better
more
to tattoo them
contrast. Yeah. When it comes
in
to a
the
portrait tattoo, contrast is really important. You want contrast in the face, and babies are kind of like round and pudgy and big eyes, but yeah, you want a bit more age to the face.
what is your idea or take on when they do the grayscale portrait, but they do the pop of color in the eye? Do you like that or no?
I don't like. I literally did that today. I did a lion portrait with blue eyes, and yeah, I hate that. Sometimes I'll say, "Can I? I'm going to get a photo before I put the blue in the eyes," or
Yeah,
'cause it looks weird. Like,
it throws it
yeah,
off. I kind of think you should stay with grayscale or go full color. I'm a color addict, so I'm a
yeah,
rainbow, My Little Pony. I'm like, fucking color me up, and that's just kind of what I want to stay with. I think it's also weird when people go, no, I'm going to do some gray and black and then I'm just like, kind of commit to your vibe
yeah.
because
I mean, some black and gray stuff with one color throughout can look really striking, but yeah, portraits with that are black and gray with colored eyes just. I'll do it if that's what the client really wants. I'll do it. I'll try and talk them out though.
yeah, kind of cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and stopping by the new podcast, Steph's Rock Show. You are really exciting. I learned a lot more about getting tattooed and tattoos. And we'll link everything, your social networks, to Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. And you definitely need to let us know if you come out to California and you do some tattoo slots because I would love to book a tattoo with you.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Maybe you can do an interview another time with me and Ryan together.
Yes. Oh my God, that'd be so. I did John 5 and Rita together, and it got
Nice.
so many hits because so many people. She's always with him, and I love it. And I was like, "Come in here," and she's really shy. She's like, "No," and then she sat down, and it just blew up because you know what, they need a new reality show. I was just thinking because they've got Basketball Wives and all these Real Housewives. They need Rockstar Wife reality show. I know they
Yeah.
had one a long time ago, but we're fascinated by what's going on. You
Yeah.
know, so
We
yeah.
we actually did we had our own little video show going during COVID lockdown where we would kind of have a disagreement. We'd bring up a subject that we disagreed on and would have a big discussion about it and we'll get people to ask questions and I won everything though.
I love it. Well, women are always